Welcome back, 545. You may be up early, but I got to tell you, Congress has beat you to work this morning as Republicans are inching closer to passing what the president calls his big, beautiful bill. Let's go live to Washington, D.C. with another guy that gets up early, Doug Luzader. Doug, good to see you this morning.
Hey, good morning.
We don't see this very often, but they are trying to get this moving. Of course, they're a little behind here. Where does everything stand on this bill right now?
Well, they want to get this wrapped up, Ryan, to head to a full House vote, maybe as early as today, but certainly in advance of the Memorial Day deadline that they've set for themselves to get this through the House. The question all along has been whether there is enough support. They seem to be kind of working around the edges here to win over conservative Republicans especially. And, you know, the head count is going to mean everything in this as to whether this is really brought to the full House floor later today. And we saw President Trump here on Capitol Hill yesterday trying to twist some arms and win over some folks. But this is the issue for Republicans, is finding enough party unity for them to get this across the finish line by themselves.
Yeah, it looks like they made progress, but we'll see if they can get it across the finish line. This was interesting yesterday, too, as well, Doug. The President and Secretary of Defense revealing a request for $25 billion in funding for a project called the Golden Dome. When I hear that, I think a lot of people think of the Iron Dome in Israel. Is it that similar concept?
Well, it kind of harkens back to the whole Star Wars Reagan era program. And, you know, it may be the case that technology has finally kind of caught up to those, you know, kind of ambitious goals of being able to knock out missiles from space. This is going to be pretty expensive. And you know, what they're really talking about would be kind of just the initial down payment on getting this done. It's an enormously expensive program, but it's one that the president has talked about before, and some of that funding would be part of, you know, what he calls his big, beautiful bill making its way through Congress.
Doug, kind of size up how they're putting all this in this bill. I mean, there are a lot of things they agree on, but they have to get it all together. And you mentioned how they have to have different factions of the party, and that makes this difficult.
You know, there are concerns about the spending in this from conservatives who think that the cuts don't go far enough. There are concerns from moderates that the cuts may be going too far. And this is just within the Republican Party, and it kind of represents the kind of the, you know, relatively broad coalition within the GOP. And as soon as you do one to placate one side, you lose support on the other. And this is kind of the threading the needle aspect to this bill, getting it done in the House.
That's a great way to put it. You move one little part here, and it changes the way the group reflects it over there. So got to leave it there. We'll see what happens, but an early start in D.C. Doug, good to see you.
Yep. Thanks, Ryan.